Alright, so my Stary board just got delivered. No matter how this board is, I'm just going to say up front that I absolutely cannot recommend buying a Stary board. Stary as a company has been extremely shady. It's taken over 1.5 years for us to get our boards in the US. And you know, that was after they said, I think they said it was going to be delivered in like a month or 2 originally. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to open this thing up. So, here we go. I'm pretty sure everybody's already seen this, so I'm not going to really, you know, delay a whole ton getting this thing open. There she is. Packaging feels, alright. Like, this is a reasonably good way to ship it. I do have to say, extremely light. I have been on a marble board and an inboard M1, and this is just incredibly light in comparison. It's also small. Wasn't really expecting the width of it to be quite as narrow as it is. Let's see, inside this box here, we got a little tiny remote. Feels fine. Charger. This charger is also really small. Probably means it charges super slowly. Yeah, it's a 2A charger, so that's, you know, typical. Owner manual. I guess this is the other side of the charger. And, surprise, surprise, no black wheels. Let's get the stuff off of this and see how it is. Alright. No custom engraving, naturally, because they did away with that. Now, I'm already noticing some little issues here. The grip tape is separating from the side of the board right here. Looks like that just wasn't stuck on very well. There's a little bit of, like, just dirt over here. I mean, whatever. It's gonna happen eventually anyway. The board itself feels pretty nice. I mean, paint job feels alright. This little warning tag thing. Removal of this warning sticker, blah 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 blah. Considered use of the equipment, all liability. I'm not returning it anyway because it's not possible. I would have done that a year ago. Please charge your electric skateboard before taking your first ride. Okay. Oh, this is some quality right here. You see that guy right there? Yeah, that looks like some nylon with a cable tie holding it in place. This isn't really even a cable wrap. It just looks like a strip of nylon that's been wrapped around the cables with literally a cable tie. Spin, stop. Spin, stop. Let's try this one. Spin. Ooh, that's a good sound. Qualityist. Looks like they, for some reason, decided to bevel the outside edge of the wheel, but the inside edge is not beveled. It really doesn't matter, but it's kind of a weird choice. This is also a nice feature. The grip tape is off-center. Just it's off on that side. It's also off-center on the whole board, front to back. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna charge it and then I will be right back. Okay, so I got it all charged up and took it on a ride. I mean, I will say to its credit, it does ride. It rides okay. I noticed a number of things right off the bat, like, for example, the way that it's set up by default, it wants to kind of just set on the maximum extension of where the truck's gonna go to. Like, you can see, I can literally tilt it over to this point where it just stops turning. And it really likes to just sit here. There's no more room for it to really turn. That's just how far it can go. It's the same thing on both sides. So it's a little weird. I guess that's probably just like the bushings crushing down completely. But it's a little odd because that maximum point is actually like so short you can't actually turn that sharply. And I mean, just to give you an example, here's my normal longboard. I'll give you an example of what that looks like instead. This guy is much more like fluid. There is no point where it just like bottoms out. You know, I can pretty much just like bounce on this thing and it just keeps turning tighter and tighter no matter how hard I push. So it just feels like a little kind of low quality. Bushings probably need to be replaced. So also the bearings are crap. I think that honestly, because of the fact that it has the motor that it has in this, it just really doesn't make a difference. Like, you don't need to replace the bearings because the drive wheel freewheels so poorly that it's not going to be the limiting factor. You're not going to lose range because of the fact that these only spin for like, half a second. This thing has so much resistance on it, it just doesn't make a difference. And as far as the actual motor goes, I would say I am a bit underwhelmed. I knew that it wasn't going to be good, but it is worse than I expected in some ways. It has reasonably good power, but it feels gritty. It feels when you're riding it like everything in the board is like just rubbing against sandpaper. And when you ease off the throttle, it feels like you're riding on glue because there's just so much resistance that comes from this guy. You hit like even the smallest cracks or bumps or whatever on the road, and I'm getting this kind of clacking sound. I don't know. I'm guessing it's kind of the gears like hitting each other from just like the impact, but it's really hard to tell. There could be something else that's just rattling around there. I mean, even just listening to this, that's probably a big part of it right there. It's just kind of like weirdly like loose in a way. And to give you an idea of what I mean by, I think I said that the motor is loud. So I'll just start this out on speed number 1. So I'm just going to continue talking. And you can hear this guy gets pretty darn loud on speed 1. I'm just talking at the same volume. Realistically, you're going to be riding at speed 3 or 4. I found that by the end of the ride I was pretty comfortable on speed 4. I know some people have said it's like way too fast, but it's not. So here is speed 4. I'm just going to continue talking right now. And you can tell that I'm going to raise my voice a little bit because the board is really freaking loud. Like absurdly loud, like embarrassingly loud. You know, I get a lot of weird looks from like riding, you know, electric longboards in general, but usually the weird looks are like, huh, that's interesting. And in this case, it was like, huh, that's really annoying. So that's going to be kind of a problem. It's really, really absurdly loud. Yeah, and then let's also talk about range. I basically just took it around the block. I'm gonna guess that it was somewhere around maybe a mile, and the board is currently sitting at 76% battery. Realistically, we're looking at probably getting 4 miles. We'll see. I'm going to do more tests on that, but I think 4 miles is probably a pretty safe bet. It's not going to be getting you all that far. And with the fact that it takes 3 hours to charge, and actually when I got it, it was at about 50% power, and it took at least 2.5 hours for it to charge. So I'm going to say that 3 hours is actually a bit of an underestimate. I think it's going to take significantly longer than that for the board to charge. We'll see. So it's not going to be something that you can like take somewhere, bring all this stuff with you, and then recharge. It's just not, you know, it's going to be more of like a ride around your neighborhood thing, which with the fact that it's so loud makes it not really ideal for kind of like anything it's trying to do. You know, it's a really light board and it's very like stealthy looking, but then, you know, the lightness is offset by the fact that you'd have to carry around all this stuff, all these cables and everything. And then the stealthiness is offset by the fact that it's just like the loudest board I've ever even been near. All around, I don't know. At least I have it, I guess. At least it's over. Alright, I think that's all for now. I'm going to go out on another ride and I'll include the footage of that just after this. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to hit me up on Kickstarter or on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you saw this video. And otherwise, I hope that you get your board and I hope you like it.